Topic is the World Conference Against Racism. And of course, our guest is Dr. CPoe. And Dr. Poe, during this last segment, let's give you an opportunity to sort of wrap up some of your activities in Africa dealing with the World Conference Against Racism, and to talk about some of your other impressions about the people of South Africa and how they are reacting to some of the problems that they are faced with, and et cetera.
Okay. One of the problems that stands out is the problem of poverty. Very widespread. You have shack settlements.
Now, when you say shack settlements, exactly what do you?
Well, shack settlement is a group of large numbers of shacks put together with tin and brick and mud and anything that would keep out the wind. They are small, the size of the average American living room. Anywhere from 9 to 10 people may live there. No electricity, no running water, no toilet facilities, and they're right next to each other. Seemingly they developed as a result of blacks being brought to the urban area to work in the gold mines, in the diamond mines, as well as townships. These are large areas where blacks live, the equivalent of the ghetto here in America. And so the poverty in the townships, the poverty in the shack settlements is very, very prevalent. And so poverty is a big factor. What I learned at the conference was where you have that degree of poverty, suspect racism. Suspect it, okay? People, if given adequate opportunity, will try to advance themselves, all right? On the other hand, if they are oppressed and prevented from advancing themselves, oftentimes poverty is a result, and poverty breeds poverty. That's one of the outstanding things that I learned. The other thing that I learned, I visited a school in one of the townships outside of Durban. The name of the school is Kathala School. It has students there from primary up to grade 4. And there are 800 kids there and 22 teachers. They don't have adequate classrooms. They have 10 classrooms for 800 children. 6 of the classes each day, school day, have to meet outside. They have no playground facilities. But the amazing thing about the students is that in the classrooms that I visited, they were average about 40 to 45 per classroom. They were surprisingly disciplined. No talking to each other as I was standing there being introduced, no disruption. They were attentive, and it's an amazing thing that the girls look like the boys because they cut their hair, okay? But the instructor said, I said, you know, your students are more disciplined than our students. And she said, well, one thing, part of the African family tradition is to teach respect. We teach our children respect for their elders and respect for one another. I said, now, do you mean by respect love? And she said, yes, that's exactly what I mean. She said, we also emphasize respect here at the school. And I said, how do you teach respect? How do you teach love? And she said, well, we come down on their level. I come down on their level to let them know that I'm their friend, to let them know I'm available to them. She said, I listen to them, I smile at them, I encourage them. I let them know that I'm concerned. I had never before in my life, I think, asked somebody to explain to me how you show love for another person. She did an excellent job. She helped me to see that one of the deficiencies in our culture, in the American culture, is that we have forgotten, I think, to teach one of the most important things we can teach in a school system or a child is respect or love. Respect for elders, love for your elders, love for one another, respect for one another, and that ends up being respect for oneself. And that's the enemy of self-hate. For you see, as I said, racism essentially is self-hate. And I think it's a byproduct of the fact that we teach so many other things. We teach the acquisition of wealth. We teach the pursuit of success. Same thing, okay? But the deficiency, I think, in our public school system and in our homes is, by and large, we're not doing a good enough job of teaching respect or love.
And I think we see every indication of it simply by watching the television or reading the newspapers. You see people who are doing things that are certainly not respectful toward themselves or toward others.
Yes.
I think I would agree with that. I certainly would agree with that. Now, Dr. Poe, looking at this whole conference, this is the second conference, I understand. Do you think that the conference had any real impact? You know, certainly and of course we have only a couple of minutes, but what impact do you think that this conference?
There were 10,000 people there from various countries around the world that is during the first segment. Beautiful array of people. These people networked with each other, they talked with each other, they shared with each other, and that's how I was able to broaden my perspective. It wasn't so much what was being reported in the press. Now, the press was talking about the controversial issues of reparations as well as the Palestinian question. That was in the press. And also they were talking about the U.S.'s response to the conference. That was in the press. And there were some people who believed that unless the conference could agree on a position that was acceptable to most of the delegates about the Palestinian question, unless they could agree on the position that the conference should take regarding reparations, that the conference would not be a success. Not so.
Okay,
not so. I'm convinced that this conference was a success because people from all over the world, 10,000 of them, left there more informed because people networked with one another and they shared with one another.
And so the information that will come out of this conference will be far greater than what we believe actually happened, what might be reported.
Absolutely.
And that is very good. And of course, Dr. Poe, let me thank you for coming by and giving us that excellent information today. And let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.